from Oxygen, but they've managed to take a little bit of extra control. You can see the stars being placed. There is one countered, but the first player actually going to bypass it. The flash almost perfect from Avez, but he still hasn't managed to find anything, and they're going to spam him back through the smoke. His teammate at least managing to find one, but they've lost the sight.
Yeah, chrollo wants to make a move here, and the timing almost works out perfectly. Spike planted, Anubis having to fight their way back in. They've done plenty of damage, though. Just look at the HP left on some of these players. A self-heal, or at least it looked like it coming out of Toronto. Everybody is low on this side except for Unity. This is going to be a really tough hold for Oxygen as Anubis look to push back in. And now they're mounting it up. The utility used the recon, revealing XiSTOU in the corner. Okay. And somehow he still takes zizox down, dropping below to hide with his teammate in a crossfire. They've got to run this clock all the way down. Unity still hasn't been found. Playing outside the site. It's already halfway diffused as a snakebite falls. And although the kills go their way, it didn't really look like Anubis were going to be able to get anything done. Unity was when you've got classics. I don't mind if they just get rolled.
I'm actually quite surprised that they don't put at least some credits into utility, because you don't have to use it. Like, if there was a scenario where somehow they get a couple of kills off the stack that they implemented, you have some utility to 100%. Play with just in case. Instead, they just went, I don't want to be tempted, so I would just not buy anything at all.
Tom, I remember us making this point on a desk for the We Play Invitational.
That was quite a long time
ago. Couldn't tell you how long ago that was, but it was probably close to, if not a year ago. You know, right back in beta, that was something that was essential. When you're playing an eco, you buy all the util that you can. Great recon. Gonna catch him moving out towards the A side. I mean, that was a shot.
There was someone in spawn.
Anubis just gonna die to the spike. I'll be diving on into it. I like that call, to be honest. Like, they don't get it. They're in positions where if their opponents over-aggress, and this is a crunch in through middle with a wall down. It will be the A site they look for. I thought that was a B split, but look at this. chrollo's players absolutely everywhere, all around him. Avez about to be pressured, and that operator in much the same spot. Now it's only Shalaby left, and he's gone right away. That's actually such a nice round out of Oxygen, considering it's a low buy. They maximize potential. I love it.
Honestly, like, okay, sure, the last map definitely looked a little bit rough on their attacking side. But there's been a lot, like, if you went back to that game versus football list, I would have had maybe 10 to 15 things that I think went wrong for Oxygen.
Yes.
And maybe like one, if that went well. Like, it was a bad day.
Yeah.
I have already seen so many things today where I'm like, that's really cool. Oh, that's a cool little bit of utility. This player's doing this really well. Oh, these are cool little positional takes, or they're avoiding these pieces from their opponents. This round was beautiful. Like, they came in with something that's pretty unorthodox, but in a round where ultimately there is little to no risk. Like, you're going to buy in the next one anyway, and now they're trying to even clean out the remaining weapons, and it's perfect from Glow. He's the lockdown put into play, clearing out at least the majority of the site, a few corners that still have to be checked, but the remainder of the players are just going to walk out almost instant. I was about to say, except Shalaby, he's just looking to try and take some sort of pick as he went through, but isn't going to get anything here. And in fact, Mitch, oh, this is aggressive.
Yeah, he's about to be spotted. Here's the problem. The upshot missed. Oh my God, that's an awkward fight. Mitch gets punished. The trade there from Frost eventually. That was one of the most awkward duels that I've seen in recent memory. Unity spotted as he tries to make his way sneakily in through short, and now they've got to be worried about that flank play. I like the headshot angle. I like the attempt as Glow falls now, really closing the distance. Anubis are looking a whole lot better. Unity falls off the wall. Toronto's going to be alone to try and stop this defuse. He's knocked off the wall. Halfway defuse coming up, but Toronto slid past him. Sadly, he won't be able to do anything with it. And that defuse else is going to come through. That spray big, but Shalaby now caught up close. He has to dash out of there, make some space, get on out. They're not going to push the Odin, surely. It looks like they are. They're up nice and close. They know exactly where he is now as well. Mitch has some good timing on this piece in the drone, and a little bit of a whiffed spray. But again, he gets away with it. Frost pulling out the drone at that point is something I won't be able to wrap my head around for a while. Look at the timing on the peek out of heaven, but chrollo is punished as well. And now, okay, Avez with some really insane timing coming around the side. He doesn't even see them. The Seeker's blocking his vision. Oh my God, what an awkward round. Oxygen eventually make their way to the site and find a plant, and Anubis have that lockdown to try and make their way back in.
Oh, Toronto actually peeking off the contact, off the shots, and zizox gonna be left alone. had his lockdown, but it just doesn't seem to be a valuable.
Unusual. This is going to be a fast round out of Oxygen by the looks of it. Everybody grouped up towards the B side. Although, I say everybody. Unity is on A. He sat outside there lurking, waiting to catch them, and you can't help but think that this might be a bait play to try and catch the rotations and give an opening to push on into A.
Oh, well, they've already spotted one. The boost over the top, though, is actually going to get rid of Zizo, and that might be enough for them to just try and fall back here. Just waiting to see if there's been any pressure made into mid. They have a res available if they need it, and they've actually got rid of the lockdown, one of the most impactful pieces in play at the moment for Anubis.
Pretty huge, yeah. I think if you're looking at this from the perspective of Anubis, it's almost time to do what they did on Split and try to make some aggression to find information. And there it is. shalaby able to drop the first. It's going to be Toronto down. Spike dropped as well. The navigation towards A. I'm not sure if the Tiger will have fully spotted that, but the Stars definitely giving it away. An angle here for Aves to play on. They don't seem to be aware of the gap that it leaves, but there's no punishment this time around. Unity falling elsewhere. Aves going to try to split. Or move back actually completely. They're just giving up the control, and Oxygen move into middle to catch a free kill. Little lurk out of XiSTOU, good for a frag. And all of a sudden, Anubis only have Aves. That is a big pace change and complete swap up of positioning for Oxygen, but the time is going to be so tough here. 10 seconds to get on site and plant that spike. There's going to be the flash through the smoke. There's going to be the health pursuit, but look at the position of XiSTOU. He is hiding behind the Cosmic Divide. Great repositioning, completely catching. Well, it's looking unlikely so far. Oh, that but double peeks in towards B main, and both attempts catching Oxygen off guard, and both attempts failing.
Oh, we're gonna see the attempt maybe to try and deny the ult, and that's exactly what it's done. So there won't be anything to at least clear the players back, but even with the glass being broken, and now Toronto, his support's been broken as he's running across it. He's caught by Aves. What is going on? They've been caught with so much utility in their hands, and now it's left onto Unity. 1 versus 3. They're gonna get absolutely slaughtered.
For damn sure. Oh, I like this flash at Aves. Doesn't do much with it, though. I mean, just confirming there's players up close, allowing Frost to spam. Here's where things get dangerous. Recon through. Frost spraying away, but he won't be able to catch them for full damage. Still tickling them up as Oxygen go down 2 players in the early round. It's about to be 3.
Yeah, there should be absolutely no way back into this again. Toronto, he does have his res, but there's not really anybody to use it on. I thought for a second he was going to be able to get both, and now it's left all on to Glow.
He's been massive in some of the other rounds, but it's hard to really believe in him at this point. A minute on the clock as he moves to the A side.
Plan.
You can imagine a plan's going to be found. You see, the thing is, at the same time, he's got so many angles to clear, man. And not only on the site, but heaven. And all these close angles. Very nice. That was a flick headshot into a body shot kill. The 140 not going to catch him off guard. Seeker's giving him the information. shalaby's been a little shaky on some of these shots. And here's a flash around the corner. Not going to get much forward.
He got hit by
50 HP on the fade back. Easy wall bang to close it out. And Anubis have found a 3rd round. They need to keep on pushing, though. If they don't finish on 5, I get very worried for them coming into the next pistol. No spotted. They have the info. You can't wall bang that, but you can pop a nano swarm there, and Zizo doesn't react. He's stepping back, trying to keep himself alive. They're on top of the wall, trying to catch an angle, and there it is. Zizo goes down through the corner of the box. Chrollo now left up in heaven. That slow orb stops him peeking. They should be able to get in here for free and plant that spike. Frost might have a chance to get some wall bangs in, but for the most part, Oxygen are the ones in the driver's seat.
Well, the Seeker's popped. We're also going to see the grab. Well, he's actually in his own astral form, almost gets killed because it's actually dragged into the open. The drone also thrown out alongside the Viper's Pit, just covering everything off, and it almost manages to get something with the spam. The flash is so perfect. Glow has about 10 minutes to get that kill, and he's even going to kill off Frost as well. It's disjointed from Anubis in this attempted retake, and they're going to save.
Yeah, but you don't fancy your chance in a 2v5 retake versus a Viper's Pit and a res still online for Toronto. I think I can forgive them for that. I think I'm with them. Looking for 4 rounds now to close it out, but the most important thing is to see these weapons and shalaby. Oh, this is the op shot Aves for a double, but it might not matter, man. I mean, it won't for Oxygen. They can lose all the weapons they want. At the end of the day, all that matters is Aves saving this rifle, and he is being pincered. Not a chance. 8-3. nothing saved over.
Well, to pull him out of position so they can now put the pressure on Aves. They've all been scammed, but he still can't find anything off the back of it. Having to retreat back to the site. Shalaby, it's another missed shot. That's been the story of his day. 2 already down. Aves at least with a response, and they still have to try and clear out the remainder of this site. ZizoX as well has pushed up top mid and been able to kill off Mitch. There's a real chance now.
Oh, that Tiger is not well timed. Unity's able to just run it down. That is such a disaster. Anubis constantly caught with util out, whether it's Frost on his drone or Aves sitting down on the Tiger. First of all, doesn't clear the close right corner, and secondly, but uses his Tiger when they've given up all that control from such an open position.
Frost was also in his drone, so it...
Weird situation. Coming into the second half, that is a quick finish to Shalaby's pistol round, and Oxygen seemed to have absolutely rolled them. This is not how you wanted things to go if you're an Anubis fan. I can already hear XiSTOU crying downstairs. One of my favorite players. I talked about it in just the previous map. I talked about it when he was on Vitality. I talk about it every time I see this goddamn guy. But he is not showing up right now in this map.
No, it's a shame that it's come today. Everybody has their off days, but
yeah.
When Oxygen are now, as I said, they've looked much better than what we saw in their opening map. It looks like they've fixed a lot of their issues. It seems like individually they're just performing on a better level at the moment. But yeah, it does seem like Anubis have gone missing today. And while unfortunately this may be their last day of the tournament, unless something drastic changes over the next round or so. And they've invested into a few sheriffs here to try and attempt at least a little bit of extra damage. Hello, Spidey sense is tingling. He's actually just going to fall back off the angle, move into a more passive position. They've tried to bait out the shots of him, but he's still managing to gather the kills, and it will just be the one. Mitch falls
together for this one, so morale shouldn't be a big problem. Look at this push about to come through. This could be dangerous. The first even goes to Glow.
What?
They didn't even use utility, just walking into a smoke and winning 2 of the 3 duels. Anubis now down. Shalaby, Aves are the players that fall, and they've been the ones that, the exception of ZizoX, they've been the ones that we've looked to try and save some of these rounds in the past.
For sure. And then the thing is, the read that's coming out right now from Oxygen is perfect. They've delayed so much time. They've got 2 players up close with Viper utility to try and hold them back. We're going to see the Stars at least force 1 out, but will they even check this close corner? Because Unity has been placing a lot of his utility from a much deeper angle. They don't check it at all, and he's going to come away with a double kill from it. It's left all onto Frost, and he is losing HP by the second. Sure, some of it will be recovered. But even still, with the spike on the other side, he needs an utter miracle. And Oxygen, they not only, well, rub salt in the wounds, I feel like they've squeezed some lemon in there as well, because this is as painful as it gets for Anubis.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, you don't need someone to tell you it's not looking good when it's 12-3, but
yeah,
just in case you're not familiar with how scores work. It's not golf. You know, a game of golf, Anubis they're doing great.
They are.
They're looking fantastic. But no, right now, as we said when we started things out, I think we were, 7-8 rounds into the previous map. And we said, look, Oxygen look a lot better. A lot of the problems I had with them yesterday, and I think facing off against regional opponents is always going to be an issue that you have to contend with. We're taking a look at the start of this round. And Oxygen are spread out. They'll look for some fights, actually. They're getting aggressive on short, on A, and they even pushed up inside of B with a lot of aggression on the back. You have to start to think they're just feeling confident. They're feeling like they've got this one done, and Toronto is the one leading the charge on the fight in towards Market. He's had a tough series himself, but showing up here in the final, potentially final round, and by the looks of it, it will be the case. Absolute desolation coming out of the Turkish squad, as it looks like we will be saying goodbye to our Egyptian friends over on Anubis. The last man standing is chrollo, and he's got 5 kills if he wants to close this one out. Already the first found. But now look at this. Look, they just have firing squad waiting for him to come around the corner.